Imagination is a wonder artist that gives you creative power. Whatever you imagine, start visualizing.
We learn about life through questions.
Can people then change their aura?
Do they happen through the subconscious mind?
How do we get rid of it?
Does that really help?
Can we enhance it more than what it is?
To answer some of these, Mr. Praveen Mankar, founder of Pratibimb Charitable Trust, brings to you Face to Face. This week, we are talking about imagination and visualization.
Two words have similar meanings to form a mental picture or concept. Thus, many people use these two words interchangeably. However, there seems to be a difference. Sir, what is the difference between both visualization and imagination?
You said exactly contradictory things. Visualization and imagination, both words with the same meaning. No, they are not meaning the same. They are different words. Second time you said it, that there is a difference between visualization and imagination. And yes, people do interchangeably use these two words. So what is imagination? Imagination is derived from the word image. So you have an image of certain things which do not exist, and therefore you have to imagine. Visualization is a creative tool. Whatever you have imagined, thought of, perceived, you have to create a picture, and that is visualization. Now the visualization can be about something which does not exist, or visualization can be about something that exists, and I can visualize it. Imagination comes to you from within for something that does not physically exist, but it's there somewhere in the universe in the form of an idea. Viman, aeroplane, was an idea. Viman did not exist. It was an idea got by some human beings who saw birds flying, and they felt that how wonderful if man could fly. And from that came the imagination that man is flying. And then that led to a lot of thinking process. And somebody said, yes, if man does not have the manpower, like as in horsepower, man does not have the manpower to flap the wings, the artificial wings, at the rate at which it is required to lift the weight of the man, then you must give a machine that will do the job of flapping the wings. So probably the first aeroplane that was imagined was something that would flap the wings, and probably that was also attempted and that failed. The idea further developed into fixed wings, but with something that gives a thrust which lifts the entire weight of the aircraft along with the human being up. I am sure there must have been a lot of trials and failures before ultimately somebody succeeded in creating that aircraft with stationary wings, but with proper mechanisms which lifted the whole aircraft up, and then today you have an aircraft, and today's aircrafts are capable of lifting massive weights and taking them to great heights. So all this came out of imagination. Something which did not exist got created out of imagination. Before man arrived on the earth, animals existed. Animals were eating food that was available on earth. Some ate grass, some ate leaves from the trees, some ate fruits from the trees, berries, and some fed on animals. So you have the herbivorous animals, you have the carnivorous animals. But nowhere in those kingdoms you found any animal cooking food. The concept of cooking food arrived with man. So there is an imagination at work in cooking food. Various permutations and combinations, various recipes are being created through the imagination of man. He must have imagined that these two flavors, colors, textures blend together, and you will come up with something which is enjoyable to the taste buds. So it is the imagination of man that enables him to create things which were non-existent. Now, something which is non-existent, I can also visualize. And I go back to the example of the aeroplane. The aeroplane must have been visualized as something that flaps its wings, and that failed. Then the visualization changed into some fixed wings, and that also must have failed initially, and then it succeeded. So again, the visualization was based on an image which came through an imagination of a bird flying, and that's how the aircraft came into existence. But visualization can also be done of an existing subject. For example, I am enamored by a particular murti, deity in a particular temple. It exists. I happened to visit that temple once in my lifetime. Every time I say my prayer, I visualize that murti. Something which already exists, I am visualizing. So visualization is a technique like a Pictionary. If I have to teach a child a word, I have a choice of a dictionary where the child has to read the description of the word and try to understand what that word is, and I have the choice of a Pictionary where the word is explained to the child in an image form. Naturally, for a child, the Pictionary would be more meaningful because it's quite easy to understand an image. So if I say dog, D-O-G, in the Pictionary, and I put a picture of a dog there, a child quickly connects the word dog to the picture. If I were to give him the dictionary where the dog is described in words, it would be too much for a child to visualize what kind of an animal this is, how does he look. So the Pictionary always makes the dictionary meaningful and easier to grasp. So visualization makes your imagination easier to understand.
So, would it be right to say that imagination creates visualization?
Imagination is the basis for visualization.
So, that's the creativity. So, first comes in creativity.
First is the creativity, which is imagination. Everything that has been created by man has been imagined by man. You take your bracelet, your bangle or your necklace, it comes out of man's imagination. It doesn't occur naturally in nature. Somebody created it. Man's intelligence created it. The intelligence got prompted through an idea. Formerly, there were no women or men who were wearing or adorning jewelry. Somebody must have had an imagination that this jewelry would look nice on me. Thereafter, today jewelry is a big industry.
So, is visualization a fantasy?
No, visualization enables you to cut out the unwanted. Like somebody must have visualized a vase. How does it look? Now look at this vase. It's a monkey holding a funnel in which I can put flowers, and it becomes an art piece on a table. Somebody imagined this, that I must have something to hold flowers in my house. So I must have something which will hold water, which will give some longevity to those flowers. So I created a vase. Now initially the vase might have been just an ordinary cup which holds water. Then designer vases, exotic shapes, exotic sizes, exotic colors came into existence. Now you have an industry, pottery. So this first came as an imagination. The imagination got modified through visuals, and again combining the monkey with a funnel in a designer shape was imagination put into visualization. The visualization can be mental, the visualization can be in the form of a drawing on a piece of paper, which is what artists and architects do. The house is the imagination. The architect's drawing or the artist's impression is the visualization.
So, what is the power of visualization?
To be as near to the ultimate creation, the final creation. That is the power of visualization. The first objective of a cell phone was to give you mobility and connectivity. Earlier you were connected but not mobile. There was a telephone which was fixed to a location. You had to find a telephone to be able to connect to your family. So there was connectivity with telephone but no mobility. So how big should the mobile be? It should be convenient to carry in a hand. It should be convenient to lift up. It should be convenient to be carried in a pocket. So your mobile phones had a particular size. If you see the first mobile phones, they were quite unwieldy, heavy and quite primitive. You look at today's smartphones, they are sleek, thin with multiple features almost as good as a laptop. So all these features got added on through visualization. But the original cell phone came through imagination. The improvements came through visualization. Now I visualize my cell phone to do the job of a computer.
How do they have effect on our mental faculty?
Man is constructed differently from animals. He is a creative animal. And creativity is a feature of the divine. The universe is constantly being created. So you are approximating the creator. Some people choose to call that creator God. So you are approximating God. Now when you use your imagination, you are creating things. All inventors, all scientists who are inventing new things, I am not saying discovering, I am saying inventing. All artists who create new art forms, new pictures, all the classical singers who create fabulous music, mixing and merging and manipulating 7 musical notes, they are all creative people. So they are approximating God, because sometimes when you are listening to their music, you are in a trance. You are transported from your mundane existence into a world of utter bliss. So your imagination is your creative tool. You can create anything with your imagination. Nobody stops you from imagining absolutely wild ideas. People may ridicule you, people may laugh at you, but it's your imagination. Sometimes the most ridiculous ideas become the most popular ideas. Galileo was ridiculed because he said Earth is round. Probably he had a scientific basis for saying Earth is round, or maybe he imagined Earth to be round. Now science has proved that Earth is round. So imagination is a wonder artist that gives you creative power. Most of us are not creative. We are happy to copy somebody else or something. And we are happy to do the same thing repeatedly day in and day out. That takes us away from creativity. Creativity is your godliness, your godly nature, your creative nature. So the more imaginative you are, the more creative you are, and the closer you are to God.
So can we enhance it more than what it is?
By visualization. Whatever you imagine, start visualizing. You imagined a cell phone, you visualized it and you enhanced it. You have a live example of having enhanced all the gadgets that you have made. Your first computer was a huge object. Today you have a laptop which is more powerful than the first computer that was created. So you have enhanced the power of computing.
If you visualize certain situation or a certain goal day after day and follow the rules of creative visualization, you will eventually create it in your life. Successful people in every area of their life use their imagination to envision the future. This gives them better chances of achieving what they want.
If you have some questions about life, please connect with us. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon for weekly updates.